Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. What I'm looking at is a beer from Magnify Brewing. They are out of Fairfield, New Jersey. This is the Revenant, the bourbon barrel aged Revenant Russian Imperial Stout, clocking in at 11% alcohol. I have never had this beer. I've had a couple of beers from Magnify Brewing, but not a ton of stuff. Fairfield, New Jersey. No date that I could find on the can, but for a barrel aged Imperial Stout, should be fine for a while, especially at 11% alcohol. Um, the can was like $1.99, so I couldn't pass up that deal, um, especially for barrel aged product. So let's go ahead and just crack it open, get into it, see what we're working with. I really no idea what to expect here. I don't think I've ever had any stouts from Magnify. I've had a couple of their IPAs. Looks good. It's a nice head, cascading head there. Definitely getting roasted malt, dark chocolate. Touch of that barrel there on the aroma. Some of the oak coming through. Let's see if we can get the rest of this in there. We can. Success. I will say for an 11% barrel aged stout, the head is quite impressive. The appearance itself is black. The head, I would say three fingers. For dark tan, you could even say beige, going on beige with the head color. Very creamy looking head as well. Yeah, a lot of roasted malt on the aroma too. I'm going to pause it for just a second so I can blow my nose. I've had some sinus congestion the last couple days, and I will spare you the noise and the grossness of it. I'll be right back. All right. Had to clear the nostrils so I could get a better aroma here. So, a lot of the same. Roasted malt, just a touch of the barrel. Slight dark chocolate. Bready malt notes on the nose. It doesn't smell super, it's a very mild barrel presence on the nose. I will say none of the alcohol's coming through at 11%. It just smells like a nice stout with just a slight barrel note. Although if it didn't explicitly say bourbon barrel aged on the label, and you blindfolded me and told me to try out this beer, I might just tell you that that it smells like a nice stout, maybe imperial, but not necessarily barrel aged. Maybe we'll get more of the barrel presence on the palate, but it definitely smells delightful. And as you can see, the head retention is quite nice for such a strong beer. All right, I'm salivating here. It smells like a winner. So without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers. Mm, it's almost got like a lactose feel to it. It's very creamy and almost got like a milky note to it. Very smooth right off the bat. Roasted malt is definitely still the lead. It was right up front with the aroma. It's definitely the lead flavor. Nice roasted malt. I think the fact that this is barrel aged kind of tones down some of the hops, because if you've ever had a Russian Imperial Stout, non barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout, you're dealing with a little bit more hoppiness, a little bit more bitterness. This one is very smooth, mellow. There's really no hop bitterness from this. There's a little bit of an earthy hop note, but it's not bitter really at all, as you might expect from a standard Russian Imperial. But the barrel aging, I think, has kind of mellowed that out. But they didn't age it long enough, I don't think, for it really to impart a ton of the barrel presence, because it's not very bourbon barrel-esque. Just a slight sweetness, maybe a little caramel, maybe a little bit of that oak, but it's very, very light. That roasted malt is really the star of the show. Some dark chocolate notes. That milky, creamy feel to it is really nice. It's very bready. But for a barrel-aged stout, I would say this is a slight disappointment. If it was just an imperial stout, or I mean, it drinks like a standard stout. It does not drink like an 11%. It's not warming going down. It drinks like a Guinness extra stout with a little bit more sweetness to it, but it's not like barrel presence sweetness, dark fruit, caramel sweetness, toffee, that type of thing. There's a little bit of the caramel and the oak, but that's really about it. So if you like bready, creamy, dark chocolate, just delicious stouts, this would be one to go for. But in the realm of barrel-aged beers, this one falls a little bit short. But still, a delightful beer. I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100. It's an A-. It is excellent, but I can't give it a solid A, like 93 plus, because it's really lacking a lot of the barrel notes, that barrel presence that I'm looking for in this type of beer, especially a bourbon barrel-aged beer, bourbon barrel-aged stout. I love barrel-aged stouts, and I really had expected a little bit more of the barrel presence, but for a just being a wonderful stout, it definitely doesn't fall short in that department, and it is scary drinkable for 11%. There's no alcohol whatsoever with this. Super smooth and easy drinking. So 90 out of 100, and it's medium bodied. It's not really heavy. It's not like thick, viscous, syrupy in any way. So, which is what I like. I don't like the really heavy hitting, super heavy bodied type of stouts. Just every once in a while, like a dessert stout, something like that. But for a standard stout, even a barrel aged stout, I'm a purist when it comes to that. You start putting all kinds of sugary, sweet additives in there, and you end up with something that I really don't want. This, I want. I would drink it again. I would highly recommend it, especially if you can get it for $2 a can, $1.99 a can. You're not going to beat that deal. I mean, it's an excellent deal at that price point. I would pay more than that even, but a little bit of a letdown in the barrel-aged department, like I said. So 90 out of 100 for the bourbon barrel-aged Revenant Russian Imperial Stout from Magnify Brewing out of Fairfield, New Jersey. Buy it, try it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Till next time, everybody. Cheers.